Hello, everybody. I am going to turn on the chat to make sure I can see all of you here. And then once you pop up for me, I am going to dive right in. Okay. Here we are. I cannot believe it. We are on week 6. We're at the final stretch. And today we are going to dive into fan sanctuaries. So for those of you that have read the book From Buzz to Bond, you are keenly aware that it's I think even calling it a book is a giant compliment. It's more a manifesto. It's very little. And what's been wonderful about teaching this course is it has forced me to go really deep and think through and organize and put actions around the philosophy of From Buzz to Bond. So as we know, this course builds starting at the very top with brand pillars, and here we are, week 6 at Fan Sanctuary. The whole purpose of this 7-week mastermind is to really explore the strategies that build direct connections, fandom, and authentic community, where superfans are born. And it's all about time, consistency, and meaningful engagement. That is the Bond philosophy. As you know, there are 3 core principles of Bond marketing: to build ownership, to foster community, and to provide value. Recapping, we have been on a whirlwind tour: brand pillars, fan personas, and voice. Week 2 was upgrading your website, thinking through your social media and your online presence, and cleaning up any kind of fan journeys that were feeling and looking off. Week 3, we explored capture buckets and putting out the buckets to capture literally the rain, the fans falling. We did that with putting a main CTA on your website and walking through how to make sure you have a good ESP, email service provider. Then we dove into the world of emails, talking about getting your autoresponders firing, your formats, and different ways that you could explore regular email lists, your monthly email that goes to your fans, being separate from the autoresponders and the things that you might be putting into place. And then week 5, we went through 5 touch points and talked about how there was a very famous study recently about super fandom that talked about the need to touch fans 5 different places. And the thing that I revealed was you might not need to do that. You might be able to just have one touch point to put a lot of people onto your fan base, which I think is revelatory and exciting. This week, we are getting into Fan Sanctuary. Your fans deserve a place to belong. The idea here is we're going to explore what it looks and feels like to build fan sanctuaries, which will be your inner circles where your dedicated fans can connect with you and to each other in deeper, more meaningful ways. And this is where exclusivity, intimacy, and community flourish. So that is taken directly from the book. People don't bond with content. They bond with each other. And I often get frustrated when I'm speaking to clients or potential new clients. We have phone calls together and they say, well, I have all my content ready, and I always feel like, oh gosh, okay, um, let's have a reframe here about what that content really is doing. The idea about fan sanctuaries is we are going to intentionally build spaces where fans return, where of course trust is protected, they're closed, connection is encouraged, and community grows over time. And for those of you that are thinking, oh gosh, I have to now build a whole new website, it can be as simple as a WhatsApp group. It does not have to be anything, wildly overwhelming as far as tech goes. I think I've definitely intensified everybody's tech in the last several weeks. What we're going to build this week is defining fan sanctuaries. We're going to talk through the different types of fan sanctuaries. I'm going to give you some real life examples, as I love to do. Then maybe talk through choosing the one that works for you so you can figure out what feels good. And then once you've built them, how do we take our fans through the journey within? We've talked a lot about the journey out on social media, the journey on your website, the journey when people Google you, but this is now a time to talk about rolling sound systems in New York City driving by your house. My windows are shaking. Okay. Then at the very end, I've got some action sheets. We can also talk about how you might want to invite 25 people to your fan sanctuary. What is a fan sanctuary? A fan sanctuary is a dedicated space where fans who want to go deeper can connect with you and each other. It is an artist-led community built around conversation, belonging, and shared experiences rather than algorithms. Fans may enter through many access points, but the goal is always the same: to create a place or an event where fans feel connected and valued and part of something meaningful and special. So, in the last week, we talked about your three communities, which is a big touch point in the book. And we discussed the concept of moving people from being passive, ambient fans to more engaged fans, to the super fans, the bonded, true fans. And these are for any fan who wants to step closer. The communities might not be flooded with just super fans. Some could also just be engaged fans. So you don't have to think about that ultimate super fan that spends a lot of money and is commenting all the time and, loves all of this. I think we can also include some engaged fans as well. This is just a framework to think about. When I was thinking this through and when I was looking at why fan sanctuaries are necessary, I got to thinking about the scourge that's happening, this terrible thing that's happening, not only in our country, but everywhere. In 2023, the US Surgeon General declared loneliness as a public health epidemic here in the States. And this epidemic, there's been a lot of studies and reporting from physicians, and we have found out that nearly half of adults in the United States are reporting that they experience loneliness. I'm a strong believer that music has always brought people together, and why you create could be the reason that people find each other, what you create. So when you create a fan sanctuary, you're not just building an audience, you're creating a place for people to connect. And these are spaces where fans who discovered your music can realize that there are others who share the same energy, values, and love for what you stand for. There are many types of fan sanctuaries. Let's get into some. Some examples are salon series, concert series, in real life hangs, house concerts in people's homes, live streams, WhatsApp groups, private Facebook groups, Discord servers, and Patreon community chats. The key is consistent engagement and community connection. And you can choose what feels easy and natural for you. So I'm going to dive in and take us through the different types that I highlighted. And the first one is a regular salon series. This is something that I have encouraged a few of my clients to do, and the execution is always so exciting and cool to see. The reason why I love a salon is they don't have to focus only on you, and they don't have to focus only on music. You can invite multiple types of people to join you in a salon, and it could be poets, painters, writers sharing new pieces, dancers, actors performing something that they're working on, yoga. It could be meditation together, guided coaching. You could be doing anything, like even a cooking demo or a wine tasting, a tea tasting, a coffee tasting. And of course, a musician salon could be musicians in the round, multiple artists playing. The idea behind it is each creative shares something that they're working on and invites a small group of their friends or fans to attend. So if you do a collaborative salon and you have 5 different people sharing something special in the evening, if 5 people each bring 10 fans or 10 guests, that's 50 people. And the idea there is you do a heavy lift collectively, and the result is new connections, a shared creative energy, and over time, the salon becomes a community tradition. I want to make sure no one has any burning questions. No, you're all good. Okay. We don't have Mecca tonight in the moderation, so I'm playing double duty. Here is an example of our current client, Ian Ward. He created a salon series called Just Release It, and he started it in San Diego in February. Actually, he started it in January, and it went really, really well. And it went so well that he took it to LA and he did it at a venue. He found a venue in Los Angeles and did comedy, improv, and music. And that went gangbusters well. Then he went back to San Diego, and he's been doing these in the backyard of his parents' house. And so you can see how he's been advertising and marketing it. And it says in his posts, we're bringing the 3rd Just Release It show to town on February 28th to celebrate the release of my new single, You and Me. This isn't just a gig, it's an experience. Your $20 ticket covers the entire night, live performances, food and drinks. The catch, the location is a secret until you've secured your spot. Hit the link in bio to grab your tickets before they're gone. So how he managed to do this without feeling stripped bare at his family home is once the ticket was sold, he released the address of the venue, which of course is a private residence. And then in LA, he did it at a bar. But this has been monthly. I spoke to Ian about it. He says it feels so energizing to have people come in these intimate settings and enjoy an evening, enjoy food. They're there to hang. Ian was living in New York City for a long time, and the venues here do that horrible thing where you go in, you play for 45 minutes, and then you're basically thrown out on the street so the next person can come in, and they're constantly turning the bar over. And it doesn't feel like an evening. It feels like you're a little bit in a butter churn. So this is a antidote. The next one is the good old fashioned concert series. This is fans gathering around live music. These shows can absolutely grow a community and be a sanctuary. You can build anticipation. Fans will always know that there's another one coming. You can do them monthly. You could do them like one of my clients, seasonal. She did one winter, spring, summer, fall. You could do themed nights around your music, performing a certain genre if you're genre diverse. You could do collaborations with other artists, listening events for new releases, special guests coming into the performances. Each show can become something unique and special so that the community follows. My friend Blake Morgan is a phenomenal musician. He has been doing a monthly concert series. Here are two of his very cool, I think beautifully branded posters. And he's doing them at the Bitter End, which is just a venue that everybody in New York City knows. And they're very special. So you can see he's got special guests. He's got his band, special guests coming in March, and the shows were electrifying. I've known Blake many years, and I'm a huge fan, and I saw one of the shows, and it was just so wonderful to see him doing this residency, and he takes it really seriously, and he puts in all the time and the energy and the effort for marketing and promotion, and he has sold out every single one. A WhatsApp group. This is a very, very beautiful and low lift fan sanctuary that you can test out. Community in your pocket. You can ping your WhatsApp group every day, every other day, a couple times a week, whatever it feels, it fits your community. Quick updates and announcement, fans sharing photos and reactions to you. Community chats. You can just ask people, how are you doing? I started a WhatsApp group at the height of during the pandemic when everything felt so crazy. And it was a meditation group for musicians where we were doing Deepak's meditation challenge. And we meditated every day. It was the abundance and money meditation challenge. And it felt so good to just sit in my garden and connect with people together on WhatsApp. So messages can arrive, obviously, like text in a WhatsApp group, making the interaction feel very personal and immediate. And then fans, of course, will talk to each other. And the other thing I love about WhatsApp groups is you can use them for real community. You can ask questions like, hey, I need help with something. Can someone help me? You can do all kinds of things that bring a WhatsApp group together. Next up is a Discord. These are fans talking with fans. It's an always-on fan community. Discord works especially well for artists with highly engaged, tech-comfortable fans who enjoy ongoing conversation. Over time, the server becomes like a living hub where your fan community can gather and interact. It's definitely not for newbies. And Discord can be a little irritating to those of us who are Gen X and above. I do find that it does move a little bit fast and it can feel a little bit stressful. But for some, it's the perfect community spot. So you could check out Discord. The opposite of Discord is a private Facebook group. I know I often say we should not let Mark Zuckerberg own all of our communications, but I do think that for older people, people that already use Facebook, participation is simple for them there. They know how it works. They're not going to be confused or overwhelmed by any tech. And the group obviously can become an easy place for people to share. So don't discount the private Facebook group. Live streams, global connection from your living room. They're not as common as they once were during the pandemic, but I do believe they're still viable. And it's great if you have a spread out global audience, as you can obviously bring them all together in one place. You can do all kinds of things on live streams, as you know. And fans can, on some live stream platforms, interact with each other. So it does bring that community, that sense of community through. And if you do live streams regularly, you can begin to create a shared experience that strengthens your community. And they can tip you in real time, which is also a huge benefit to doing live streams on a platform that allows for commenting and for tipping. In real life hangs. Share experiences, no stages, no production, none of it is required. You can do casual gatherings, which could remove the barrier between you and the audience. You could meet in a coffee shop, a museum, you could walk in the park, you could do a bowling night, a trivia night, one of those sip and paint ceramics evenings. You could do yoga together. There's so many creative ways that you could invite your fans to spend some time together with you in a relaxed environment where conversation and connection will come naturally. So I think that's a really fun option. In real life connection is so cool. It's a real bonding opportunity. It takes time to create real bonds, and I think doing that in the context of a live show where you're loading your stuff onto the stage, loading your stuff off the stage, have to stand at a merch table, you want to meet and hang out and connect with everyone, and you're trying to sell merch and run credit cards and package things up and hand them to people, and you're trying to greet people and talk to people. It's not really a great place to have huge, true, meaningful connection. So I do think that this could be a really fun solution for some who want to think through what would it be like if I just asked my fans to go bowling with me or come to this like brew pub where they have like half price beer on a certain night, or I don't know, there's a million ways to hang out with lots of people. I wanted to share this. I love this. I have never seen one. I'm not an EDM fan, but someone turned me on to this. I was at a panel a couple of years ago, and it was the first time I heard of it. Diplo, the extremely famous EDM DJ, he's also a runner. He created something called Diplo's Run Club, which sells out in every single city he does. And what he created is a experience where all of the people that are going to attend his DJ set at the end start by running a 5K. And there's an entire running course, and it's phenomenal. And he's branded it so beautifully. 5K Run and Rave, Diplo's Run Club. He does them every year. And then you can see here, everybody gathers at the end and they watch him. He's got a playlist. It's super cool. Now, of course, you're not Diplo, but I just loved this as an idea, like people moving together, doing things together. You know, what version of this could you create for an in real life possibility? Patreon community chats. These are inner circle conversations. These are an area in Patreon where your supporters can connect deeper. Casual gatherings will remove the barrier between, obviously, you and the audience. And there are areas within Patreon where people can speak to each other. This is also a more advanced platform. I think Patreon, you definitely want to think through because you do have to come up with monthly posts and consistently feed the patrons at Patreon. But this is a great solution if you already have a bonded fan base and you've been thinking about the pros and cons of using a Patreon. I do love that they have this community chat available. A band we represent, the drummer, Zepparella. They started during the pandemic. You can see it right here. Something called Cocktail Hour with Zepparella. Our weekly Zoom hangout is happening tonight at 5:30 Pacific. Here it is. And they made it part of their Patreon. So you could sign up to have cocktails and hang out with the gals during the pandemic. I love the way they did the branding. It's so great. And here it is. They're still doing them. And I spoke with Clementine. She's the badass drummer in Zepparella. And I asked her, I said, are you still doing those Zep Zooms? And this is years after the pandemic ended. They still do them. And she said that they have been a lifeline, not only for the fans, but also for them. They have bonded with some of their biggest super fans. It's been an absolute game changer for them. She also mentioned that politically, it's very interesting. They are out of alignment with a lot of their fans, but yet when they get on to the Zep Zooms, all of that goes away. And she said the band has managed to support some of their fans through hard times and bad times, and people have really opened up and shared. And I just love that. I love that they do that they make themselves available, and they have a Zoom still once a week when they're not touring. They tour a lot. They also have something called the Zepparella Learning Channel, which I did want to point out because I think it's a really great community builder where, of course, everybody is very interested in learning how to play the music of Led Zeppelin, which, if you didn't catch on, Zepparella plays the music of Led Zeppelin. It's a bunch of amazing female musicians. They're incredible. But they have the Learning Channel, which has had racked up tens of thousands of hours and really helped also to have them build community. So you don't need to build everything at once. Definitely think through what choice to make around creating a fan sanctuary. Start with one that fits your personality, your fan personas, your energy level, and how your fans actually like to communicate. So, as you can see, I tried to match up here. What would, if you had live performers, maybe a house concert or a concert series? If you're super community oriented and you have something like you went to acting school or you know a lot of poets or painters or other multidiscipline artists, salons might be perfect for you, etc. So here they are all lined up. The goal is simple: connect. So what do fans want to do once they're inside, and what is the journey that you're going to take them on when they get there? The first question I would want to ask you is, would a host be helpful? Someone who welcomes people, sparks conversation, and helps your space feel welcoming and alive. Oftentimes, these communities do grow stronger when a trusted fan is there helping to lead the charge. You want to look for maybe someone who's positive and consistent, welcoming to others, and already extremely active in your world, because they're sort of going to act like your right hand wingman, wing gal. Should you consider a host? I think that's a great question when thinking through how you're going to pull this off. Ways to deepen your fan connections once people are already in. Discover together, share things the public doesn't see, like demos from your songs or studio footage or unreleased tracks or early announcements, things that only the people in the fan sanctuary will get to know first. Participate and play. Shine a light on your fans and their creativity. Do they create their own things, music or artwork or dance videos or remixes? There's a lot to uncover there. Participate in the process. Let fans contribute and help you with creative decisions like your set lists or merch ideas, or maybe recording cover songs. When fans feel included in the journey, the relationship, of course, will get deeper. Other ways you could do this: helping fans spread and share your music could be working on co-created or fan-created playlists which feature your songs. It's a great way to collaboratively discover new music. You could create cover challenges like lyric posts, fan art contests. You could also reward your community by thanking the people that support you with early ticket access or surprise merch drops, signed items, maybe lyric sheets. Again, these are all ways of bringing people who are already into the community a little bit closer in the fan sanctuary. We have 2 action sheets this week, plus our old friend, the spreadsheet, is going to pop up again. So the first one is how to choose your fan sanctuary, which type suits you. It goes through the pros and cons of the ones that I highlighted here. This one is going to help you brainstorm the right type of fan sanctuary for you and your audience. And then, of course, there is figuring out how you're going to invite. This action sheet is going to help structure how you ask your fans to join or help you design a killer invitation. And back to our friend, the spreadsheet. So if you look on the spreadsheet that we shared in last week's class, this is the same spreadsheet, but there is now a new feature at the bottom. It's called the Fan Sanctuary feature. It's hot pink, so you can't miss it. And again, the challenge that I ask of you is put 25 names on it when you're ready, and then you can invite those 25 people to be part of the Fan Sanctuary. The real purpose of a fan sanctuary is fans, again, do not bond with content. They bond with each other. When fans begin interacting with each other, your audience becomes a community. And a fan sanctuary works because it gives fans a place to recognize familiar faces, share experiences, and connect around not only your music, but around areas where you're all simpatico. And people in this day and age and always would like to feel like they belong. What happens when fans find each other, of course, is friendships form, maybe collaborations happen, support networks grow, and lives genuinely change. So your music becomes the center of a community, and that is something that algorithms do not normally help to manufacture. To summarize, week 6 this week is about creating spaces where fans can gather, connect, and deepen their relationships with you and your music. A fan sanctuary is not defined by the platform. It might be a salon, a concert series, a WhatsApp. What matters is the intention behind it, creating a place where fans can interact with you and with each other in meaningful ways. Over time, these spaces become more than just marketing channels. They become environments where shared experiences happen, where conversations grow naturally, and where people begin to recognize familiar faces and feel part of something larger than themselves. And when fans begin interacting with each other, the audience starts to feel like a community. And a community is what transforms attention into bonded long-term support. Q&A and chat time. If anyone has any questions. I love it. Oh, okay, so there's been a few questions as I went through. So, did my friend, yes, so Ian Ward did actually tell me how many people came to his parents' backyard, and it was about 30 or 35 people. And then at the bar in LA, I think he had 50. So, I mean, that's a really nice number. Special VIP merch discount. There you go. So there's all kinds of things you can do, for sure. Any questions, burning questions before I wrap it up? As always, thank you for being part of this beautiful community. This has been a really, really honor for me to have a chance to do this with you every week and think through all of the different things that I had high level ideas. Now we're going super deep. And I would love to invite you to hang out with some of our coaches this coming weeks. We've got the 2 weeks left. So if you've got some time and you want to get some high level coaching in, please don't forget to join us. Thanks, everybody, and have a great evening.